From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. Senior French officials on Monday criticized the newly signed EU-U.S. trade accord with Foreign Trade Minister Laurent San Martin, urging a European response in the services sector, and Strategy Commissioner Clément Beaune warning the deal failed to reflect the bloc's economic strength. The good news is that there is an agreement. Our companies now have visibility and stability in the transatlantic trade relationship, San Martin on France Interradio. But this agreement is not balanced, and we will need to keep working. San Martin urged the European Commission to work on support measures for sectors affected by the accord, which was signed Sunday by U.S. President Donald Trump and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. It includes 15% tariffs on EU exports to the United States. He pointed to digital services as a key area in the trade imbalance. Donald Trump spent months saying he wanted to rebalance a trade relationship that disadvantages the United States, but he was only talking about goods. If we look at services, it's the opposite. So it's up to us now to carry out the work of force and rebalancing, he said. The United States decided to use force to impose a new law of the jungle that no longer respects the rules of international trade that we had for decades, San Martin said. Beaune, France's High Commissioner for Strategy and Planning, also took aim at the deal in a separate interview on France Info Radio. This is an unequal and unbalanced agreement. He warned Europe did not wield its strength. We are the world's leading trading power. When you look at it, the glass is quarter full and three quarters empty, Beaune said. Prime Minister Francois Bayrou was even more scathing. Posting on X, it is a dark day when an alliance of free peoples united to uphold their values and defend their interests resigns itself to submission. In other news, a federal judge on Monday ruled Planned Parenthood clinics nationwide must continue to be reimbursed for Medicaid funding as the nation's largest abortion provider fights President Donald Trump's administration over efforts to defund the organization in his signature tax legislation. The new order replaces a previous edict handed down by U.S. District Judge Indira Talwani in Boston last week. Talwani initially granted a preliminary injunction specifically blocking the government from cutting Medicaid payments to Planned Parenthood members that didn't provide abortion care or didn't meet a threshold of at least $800,000 in Medicaid reimbursements each year. Patients are likely to suffer adverse health consequences where care is disrupted or unavailable, Talwani wrote in her Monday order. In particular, restricting members' ability to provide healthcare services threatens an increase in unintended pregnancies and attendant complications because of reduced access to effective contraceptives and an increase in undiagnosed and untreated STIs. A provision in Trump's tax bill instructed the federal government to end Medicaid payments for 1 year to abortion providers that receive more than $800,000 from Medicaid in 2023, even to those like Planned Parenthood that also offer medical services like contraception, pregnancy tests, and STD testing. And finally, former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper will run for the U.S. Senate in North Carolina, giving Democrats a proven statewide winner in an open seat race that is expected to be one of the most competitive 2026 contests. Cooper made the announcement Monday with a video released on social media and his campaign website. The former two-term governor will immediately become the front-runner for the Democratic nomination in the race to succeed retiring Republican Senator Thom Tillis. Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Whatley plans to run for the GOP nomination with President Donald Trump's blessing, according to two people familiar with his thinking who were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly before an official announcement. That's the news for this hour. You can listen to PEP Radio on Roku, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, the Live 365 app, and now on Alexa. Simply tell your device, Alexa, play PEP Radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.